What the hell is that?
In today's video, you will see some of the most terrifying realities you'd never have imagined. Humanoid beasts, mythical anomalies, and entities so strange they look like nightmares brought to life. Stay with us till the end if you don't want to miss any of these. An anonymous video upload has baffled viewers because no one knows where or when it was filmed. The clip shows a creature unlike anything seen before. Its hair was silver, but what stood out was the strange horn-like growth extending from the middle of its head. The body was hunched forward, its movements jerky and unnatural. The limbs looked thin and disturbingly long, nothing like a human, and nothing like an animal either. With no explanation or backstory, the video leaves only one question. What exactly are we looking at? Dracula. Outside an abandoned building, a cameraman captured a moment that looked straight out of a nightmare. Hanging from the ceiling was a giant winged creature, its wings far too large to be any regular bat. First, some viewers thought it was just a creepy decoration, but the disturbing realism said otherwise. It almost looked like Dracula. Things got even more unsettling when the cameraman returned only minutes later to find it gone. No hooks, no wires, no trace. So where did it disappear in such a short time? Tunnel creature. In New York, two girls ventured into a storm drain to film a spooky TikTok video. That spot was once popular among students for graffiti and late-night hangouts, until some of them mysteriously went missing. Authorities eventually sealed it off. Not long after setting up their camera, their fun turned into terror. From the tunnel emerged a horrifying creature with glowing red eyes and a long tail. It charged at them like a wild animal. They escaped, but their phone was left behind. Hours later, they nervously went back for it, only to discover they had captured chilling footage. The video was later handed to police, who feared the creature might be linked to the missing students. Shocking transformation. A clip began circulating online that left viewers completely puzzled. The man in the video claimed that after mistreating a stray dog, he woke up transformed. His body twisted, his limbs oddly resembling those of a dog. He insisted the animal had cursed him. The video racked up millions of views, and people flooded the uploader with demands for answers. How could such a transformation be possible? Eventually, the truth came out. The footage had been digitally altered. The creator admitted it was a staged warning against animal cruelty, a powerful message disguised as a bizarre curse. Marsh mystery. One afternoon, a farmer was out by the marsh collecting reeds for his animals when something unusual caught his attention. At first, he thought he saw a person's face in the water and assumed someone needed help. He was about to dive in until he realized the face didn't belong to a living person. What stared back at him was pale and ghostly white. Curious and uneasy, he began recording. The face remained frozen in an expression of horror, making him wonder if it was some unknown aquatic creature, or perhaps just a discarded mannequin. Either way, he refused to go in, unsettled by the eerie sight. Dog walk. Back in 2017, South Africa witnessed a chilling scene that quickly spread through local communities. Residents first heard strange clicking noises outside their homes. Curious, they stepped outside and froze. A man was crawling on all fours in the street, the clicking coming from objects in his hands. What unsettled everyone wasn't his appearance. He looked like a normal, everyday man, but the way he moved. His behavior was disturbingly animal-like. Soon, one of the onlookers recognized him. His name was Thabo Khumalo, and he was known to suffer from a rare psychiatric condition called clinical lycanthropy, where a person believes they can transform into an animal. La Pajarraca. A disturbing video claimed to show the results of secret experiments in Mongolia. The footage revealed what looked like a dog's body fused with a human head. According to the description, scientists had been attempting to create a new kind of pet. The creatures were shown locked in cages, and one in particular, nicknamed La Pajarraca, was said to have escaped before being captured again. The video horrified many viewers, though skeptics dismissed it as fake. But if it were real, it would mean someone out there is attempting to design living hybrids. Forked tail.
Tell me what the this is.
While collecting fish samples along the shoreline, marine experts came across something completely unexpected: a massive body with a long tail. At first glance, no one could tell what it was, but upon closer inspection, the find looked eerily like a mermaid. The sighting raised more questions than answers. Some suggested that pollution may have been the reason behind this tragic discovery, serving as a chilling reminder of how much damage humans continue to cause to the oceans.
Like a giant mother fish.
No.
Creepy mystery. Watching a crane carrying out its work is normal, but this driver saw something very strange, as the crane moving right in front of his car was carrying something beyond any explanation. At first, it looked like a fish, but it was far too long and massive. The closer the camera zoomed, the clearer it became. It was the carcass of a gigantic Wells catfish. Why it was being carried like trash remains unclear, because the driver was not allowed to film further. Gargoyle. The camera zooms in on a cliff in Mexico, and what it shows is nothing short of disturbing. A strange creature sat perched on the edge, watching for prey. At first, it didn't resemble any known animal, but then wings unfolded from its back. The sight terrified the witnesses, who ran for their lives. The description matched old tales of gargoyles, creatures meant to ward off evil spirits. Yet this one didn't look protective at all. It looked like evil itself. Banyu Ghost. Locals had grown tired of the chilling rumors about the Banyu Ghost. For too long, people had claimed to see a dark figure lurking in the river, spreading fear across the village. Finally, they decided to confront it head-on. Led by their shaman, the villagers waded into the water, determined to face the spirit. What they captured was believed to be the Banyu itself. The shaman began chanting powerful verses, and to everyone's shock, it looked as if the spirit was being drawn out of the figure before their eyes. From that moment, the village regained its peace. Some believe the ghost was truly banished, but others warn it's only waiting in silence, angrier than ever. Mysterious cat. Last year, veterinarian Valeria Martinez uploaded a strange video that stirred quite a buzz. She claimed a bizarre-looking cat had wandered into her backyard. The animal had unsettling human-like features and oddly shaped paws that didn't match those of a regular cat. But skepticism ran high. Many viewers doubted its authenticity, especially since Martinez never released more footage of the creature. Scientists never stepped in either, which made the story even harder to believe. So the debate continues. Was this truly a cat with unnatural traits, or just an elaborate hoax? Jungle Beast. Just when villagers thought they were free of the Banyu Ghost, it made a terrifying comeback. While walking near the river, a group of locals spotted a dark, hairy figure nearly 3 meters long lurking in the water. From above, it looked like nothing more than a head with a trailing tail. But the sight was unmistakable. It resembled the same Banyu Ghost they had once tried to banish. In panic, they rushed into the river to scare it away, but the creature remained still, unaffected. If this was a curse, it clearly wasn't broken. The villagers now fear this haunting presence is far from over. Merman.
Look.
At the bustling fish port of Gensan, Philippines, a normal day turned bizarre when fishermen hauled up something beyond belief. As they unloaded their catch, one man pulled in a creature that stunned the crowd. Its upper body resembled a human, while its lower half was that of a fish, a real-life merman. Almost immediately, The mysterious being was taken to an unknown location, leaving the locals buzzing with rumors. The sighting raised endless questions, and many now wonder how authorities will address such a discovery. Was it a freak occurrence of nature, or proof that legends of sea people might hold more truth than anyone realized?
Hell no, that's crazy.
Failed experiment. A leaked video has been making waves for all the wrong reasons. The clip reveals a green-skinned creature straight out of a science fiction film, but this time, it's no costumes or special effects. Rumors quickly spread that the being was the outcome of a failed laboratory experiment. Whether that's true or not, the footage is unsettling to watch. Its appearance raises disturbing questions about what might be happening behind closed doors in secret facilities. If this really was a creature engineered in a lab, what other experiments could be lurking in the shadows? Tree Watcher. One night, a man was woken by an uneasy feeling and happened to glance out his window. His backyard looked ordinary at first, the trees now bare of leaves, but then something caught his eye. At the very top of one tree was a small, oddly shaped figure, staring back at him. Its appearance was unsettling, almost goblin-like, peering through the darkness as if it had been waiting to be noticed. He couldn't explain what he saw, but one thing was certain: this was nothing he'd ever witnessed before. Deformed anomaly. During a museum exhibition in Cirebon, Indonesia, visitors were shocked when they noticed something out of place inside one of the vivariums. Unlike the other creatures, this one looked deformed, its lower half entirely missing. Its body appeared strange, almost like some kind of experimental carbon-based life form. Theories spread quickly. Some whispered that it might be the product of secret experiments gone wrong. Others suggested it was a mutation caused by pollution, maybe even a new species adapting to survive. Whatever it was, its unnatural form left visitors rattled. Grave Demon. Some people in Malaysia were digging a grave when one of them heard a strange noise coming from a nearby grave.
No sé. Ay, Diosito Santo, no sé. ¿Qué sea esto? A ver.
Upon checking, they found something really creepy. Inside the half-dug pit lay a terrifying figure draped in cloth. At first, he thought his friend was pulling a prank, until his friend arrived beside him, equally horrified. The being inside was no human. Its face was twisted and monstrous, its arm black and clawed, and worst of all, it was alive. Shaken to the core, the men abandoned the site and chose another spot to continue their work. By morning, the figure had completely vanished. Limbed plant. While preparing land for construction, a man's shovel struck something that didn't look ordinary. Pulling it out, he revealed a strange plant shaped like a tiny human figure. Curious, he showed it to others, sparking all kinds of guesses. Some laughed, saying it looked like something straight out of Harry Potter, while others believed it was ginseng, long prized in Chinese medicine for its healing powers. A few even suggested it could be fleece flower, though that explanation didn't seem to fit. River humanoid. A man strolling along a Chinese beach on July 9th, 2018, stumbled across something extraordinary. At first, he dismissed it as a sponge washed ashore, but when he picked it up, the object suddenly moved its legs. What he held appeared to have a human-like head, arms, and legs, yet the rest of its body looked completely alien. It was as if a humanoid sea creature had surfaced. Considering we've only explored about 5% of the oceans, the possibility of such beings emerging from the depths doesn't seem so far-fetched. Twisted tubes. On April 19, 2011, dock workers at a Baltic seaport stumbled across something they'd never seen before. Among their cargo was a living, tubular creature with a long, translucent body. It looked almost like a piece of organ tissue, except it was moving. Speculation ran wild. Some thought it might be a bizarre deep-sea animal, while others believed it could be evidence of alien life. More than a decade later, the strange discovery remains unexplained. Parasites. This one might be the most unsettling of all. A man sprayed a spider with bug killer, but within seconds, something horrifying happened. From inside the spider's body, a thin, worm-like parasite began slithering out. It wasn't an alien life form. It was a horsehair worm, a parasite known to infect and take over insects. While harmless to humans, the sight of it writhing from the spider was disturbing enough to leave viewers reaching for even more bug spray. Monster crab. A Russian fisherman coming back to the shore suddenly froze when he saw something crawling across the coastal line. It wasn't an ordinary crab, it was massive, its legs stretching wide like tree branches rooted in the sand. He later learned it was a Russian red king crab, one of the largest species in the world. But finding one that size in such an unusual place left the man stunned. Was it migration, human release, or something else? Either way, it was a catch he would never forget. Beach anomaly. A day at the beach turned strange when a man spotted a scaly figure floating in the shallows. Using a stick, he pulled it closer and filmed the whole thing. Once online, the video exploded with theories. Some swore it looked like a pangolin washed ashore, while others thought it might be the remains of a sea turtle or fish with a scaly surface. Whatever it was, one thing was certain: it didn't belong there, and it got everyone talking. El Diablo. In a rural Mexican town, villagers once stumbled across something that would haunt them for years. The strange body had a spine, legs, and even wings, earning it the nickname El Diablo, the devil. Villagers were scared, thinking it might bring them misfortune, or some even linked it to the curse myths. Over a decade later, no one has managed to prove what it really was. For some, it became a tourist attraction. For others, a mystery that proved new species might still exist. To this day, its identity remains unsolved. Ground mystery. Do you ever stop and wonder if we're really alone in the universe? People have been asking that question for centuries, and discoveries like this only add fuel to the fire. Found lifeless on a beach, this bizarre creature had smooth, sleek skin, unusually long legs, and a whip-like tail. But the most unsettling feature was its circular mouth, lined with finger-like protrusions. Fans of the Alien movie series quickly compared it to a facehugger, while others had a more grounded concern, wondering if it was a mutant born from chemical or radioactive waste dumped into the ocean. Haunting hybrid. It's not always the Bigfoot and creepy beings that cross your path in the jungle. Sometimes there could be something stranger than that. Just like what happened to this photographer. This man in the woods thought he had spotted a normal owl carrying something in its beak. But as he steadied his lens, the creature revealed itself to be anything but ordinary. Its upper body resembled an owl, but its back looked like a marine creature, complete with a thorny tail. Believing it could be some bizarre hybrid, he filmed it but wisely let it go, deciding not to push his luck with the unusual being. Hiker nightmare. 2 years ago, a hiker set out to explore Indonesia's Gorontalo forest, a destination he'd long dreamed of visiting. But by his second night there, he bitterly regretted the trip. While preparing his tent, his eyes caught something unsettling perched high on a tree branch. The figure was monstrous, its body covered in black hair, its eyes glowing in the dark. Even worse, it wasn't horned like a deer, but had multiple horns sprouting from its head. Through his zoom lens, he saw it clutching something in its clawed hands. Eating. He dared not imagine what the meal was. Frozen with fear, he quietly backed away and decided he'd leave the forest at dawn, never to return. Haunting owl.
What the hell is that? And I'm even more confused than I was, like...
While wandering through the forest, an adventurer came across an unusual owl that immediately caught her attention. At first, she thought it was just a barn owl chick, but something about it didn't look quite right. The bird was perched low in the grassy area, likely near its nest or hunting, but its features felt unfamiliar, unlike any species she knew. The odd encounter left her wondering, had she stumbled on a rare, lesser-known species of owl, or something much stranger? Dog or man? A viral video left viewers scratching their heads. At first, it appeared to show a dog crawling across a road on all fours, but as soon as it crossed to the other side, the figure stood upright and walked away like a man. That was exactly how it looked on camera. The internet exploded with theories. One viewer suggested the simplest explanation, that it wasn't a dog at all, but a man crouching down to stay hidden behind a passing car while trying to dodge the police. The idea seemed logical, yet many who saw the clip weren't convinced. So, what do you think? Was this really a man, or something far more bizarre? Mystery Watcher.
Yo, I think we're seeing some aliens.
A tourist exploring the forest felt that strange, prickling sensation, like something was watching him. He turned, scanning the trees, and that's when he noticed movement from within a hollow. Something was there, peering out. It wasn't shaped like any animal he knew. Locals had long whispered about goblins that hid in the trees, scaring away anyone who dared to venture too deep. The tourist remembered those stories, but instead of fleeing, he held his ground. What he saw next made him question everything he thought he knew about the forest. Slender Man. A few years back in England, a TikTok user filmed something that sent chills through viewers. While she was casually walking, she spotted a figure in the distance, but this wasn't an ordinary person. The figure was unnaturally dark, so dark that it stood out even in broad daylight. She immediately thought of Slender Man, the internet's infamous faceless figure said to lurk in empty fields. Not wanting to take chances, she recorded from a distance before quickly leaving the area. The clip left many questioning whether this was just a trick of the eye or something far more sinister. Dogman. Two friends were driving down a quiet road in Limpopo when something strange caught their eye among a pack of dogs. One of the creatures didn't look like a dog at all. Its body seemed partly human, partly canine, something straight out of legend. The figure moved on all fours, keeping pace with the dogs as though it belonged with them. To the friends, it looked like the beast was using the animals for cover, blending in to avoid detection. They followed at a distance for a while, but fear got the better of them. Not knowing what might happen if they got closer, they turned back. Philippines Mystery.
Justin. Wala si John Lee.
Ako naman si Raven.
5 friends in the Philippines were vlogging while fishing near a river, filming what seemed like a lighthearted day. But in the background, something chilling happened. Just 15 feet away, a pitch-black figure sprinted toward the river, then vanished from sight. The group didn't notice it right away, but when they reviewed the footage later, the figure was impossible to ignore. They even walked back to the same spot moments later, but nothing was there. Theories quickly spread. Was it a jinn? An evil spirit? Whatever it was, the boys probably didn't sleep easily that night. Utah Skinwalker.
Skinwalker. Walking creep.
Dude, that was a skinwalker. What?
In a Utah village, a cameraman named T.K. Worthen captured something deeply unsettling. He and his friends had been watching coyotes in the fields when his attention shifted to another figure. This one wasn't an animal. It was a humanoid shape crawling unnaturally low across the field. Worthen later explained that given the distance, a normal human wouldn't have been visible so clearly on camera, which meant this figure had to be massive, at least 7 feet tall. Immediately, he thought of Skinwalker Ranch, a place notorious for terrifying stories of strange beings. Until that night, he never believed them. But after seeing this with his own eyes, he couldn't shake the fear, and he didn't sleep at all. Winged fish. At the edge of a quiet lake, locals were left stunned by a strange find. A creature with what looked like wings appeared near the shore. Its body was clearly fish-like, but the striking blue wings kept everyone staring. It turned out to be a sea robin, a fish known for its fin-like wings that allow it to glide through shallow waters. But here's the strange part. This wasn't the ocean. It was a lake. Some believed floodwaters carried it in, while others thought it might have been introduced by accident. Either way, the mysterious winged fish quickly became the talk of the town. Waterfall humanoid. Back in 2013, a woman on vacation in Lidice, Rio Claro, Brazil, filmed what should have been a simple video of a waterfall. But when she played it back, she noticed something unsettling. Within the rushing water, a human-like figure appeared to be standing upright. The spot where it appeared was impossible for any person to enter safely, yet the shape was there, clear as day. Just moments later, it vanished without a trace. Since there was no space behind the rocks, she wondered if it was just an illusion, but others who've seen the footage think it was something far stranger. Forest beast. A local walking past a field stopped dead in his tracks when he saw something he couldn't explain. A creature with bat-like wings and the body of a raccoon was moving through the grass. Shocked, he recorded the sighting and shared it online. The internet erupted with theories. Some believed it was a so-called goblin bat, while others swore it matched descriptions of an old Eastern European cryptid said to haunt moonlit nights. Since the creature vanished right after a few minutes, no one can surely say what it actually was. Horned snake. A tourist lost in unfamiliar terrain stumbled upon something that froze him in place. At first glance, it looked like a normal snake weaving through the tall grass. But then he noticed the strange detail, 2 sharp horns protruding from its head. His mind raced. Was this an undiscovered species, or a mutation, or perhaps something older? Something that belonged more to myth than reality? The horned serpent slithered away, leaving only questions behind. Farmer's fear. In Indonesia, farmers searching for a missing goat stumbled upon something terrifying. As they combed through the bushes, a large figure leapt out, forcing them to back away. The creature had a human-like body, but its head was covered in long fur, resembling an ape. The men were too frightened to approach, but the footage they captured helped locals finally identify what might have been behind several strange incidents in the area. Skinwalker mid-transformation. Driving through a quiet countryside, a man suddenly hit the brakes. Across the pond stood a strange, hairless creature staring straight back at him. It sat like a goat that had almost missed its ears. But at some point, it started looking like a human. When the video went online, many speculated it could have been a skinwalker caught mid-transformation. If that's true, then this was one of the eeriest encounters ever recorded. Double trouble. Whether you call it a deformity or a rare miracle, one thing's for sure. This dog looked straight out of a nightmare. A pet lover searching for a companion stumbled upon this unusual juvenile canine. Its face was unlike any other, with a widened jaw and a double nose that gave it a fierce, intimidating look. The new owner admitted that its appearance was so unsettling and aggressive that the poor creature had to be kept inside a cage. It's time for today's open discussion. Deep in the Andes, geologist Ricardo Alvarez was surveying unusual rock formations when he came across something chilling, a narrow opening in the ground with a man's face peering out. The man had white hair, wrinkled skin, and looked as though he had never seen another human before. Ricardo tried speaking to him, but the man didn't respond. Oddly enough, He didn't appear to be trapped or in pain. Unsure what to make of it, Ricardo simply recorded the encounter and walked away, leaving behind more questions than answers.